you thinking about separating from federal service, or are you facing a layoff and you're not quite sure what to do next? So today we're going to talk about the top questions you should think about before rolling over your TSP. Welcome back, everybody. I just want to thank you for tuning in. I know it's been a while. I am going through the DRP right now, and these are the questions that I needed to address before I fully exit out of the VA at the end of September. I want to share that with you because these are lessons that I'm learning as I'm helping people navigate not just retirement, pre-retirement, but also the ones that are just separating. I got to help one of my coworkers. She's not vested. She's under 5 years. She has another IRA from a previous job. She has a traditional and the Roth. And then how will she do that? So that way she can avoid taxes, because if you separate from the VA, they'll just write you a check, it comes to you, and then that is a taxable event. Here are some of the questions that we addressed and brought up during our call. There are four big factors that you have to think about when it comes to retirement. Taxes. What will that look like in the future? The way it has been historically, it's just going to increase. I know that we were hoping we'll be a lower tax bracket and then we'll be able to manage that. But then it also takes a little bit of planning on how to transition some of your retirement funds to make sure that you can position yourself in a way that reduces your taxes later. And that's something that you would need a financial professional for. Now, also think about volatility. Market goes up and down. And so if all of your money are in market-based accounts like the stock market, S&P 500, mutual funds, you could lose value. And are you in a position that you're able to do that? When you're in your 30s and 40s, that's fine. But I'm in my 50s and I am getting closer to that retirement age. Even though I'm early retirement right now, I still have some room to grow, but not to the point that I'm going to lose. Because what happens is when you lose at this age and your runway is a lot shorter, you do not have the luxury of being able to recoup that. And then also think about fees. Depending on where you want to put your retirement funds into, some of those accounts have hidden fees, administration, loan processing fees, especially with TSP. We're lucky that the TSP is not as fee heavy, but think about what you're going to roll that into eventually. And then also liquidity. You want to be able to access your funds, but you also want to make sure that you're not getting penalized for it. What do you have? Is it tax deferred? I know TSP initially started out with the traditional IRA, but later on they introduced a Roth. Now you got to make sure that you keep them separate. Tax deferred will need to go to a tax deferred account as you roll it over, and the same thing with the Roth. So again, what makes them separate? Roth is post-tax. You've already paid taxes on it. So you can actually roll that into a brokerage account and then manage it yourself, or you can, a financial professional will be able to help you manage that. With the traditional tax deferred IRA, you want to make sure that when you do transfer that and roll that over into a like account, you do not want to pay taxes on something or get penalized. Or what fees are you currently paying? The TSP is not as expensive when it comes to fees, but there's administration fees, advisor fees. When you are looking at a brokerage account, that is how they get paid. The more money that you have into that account, they get a percentage of that. Over time, that will eat up what you have placed into that account. With TSP, there's the loan processing fees. If you decide to participate in a mutual fund, there's the participation fee. And then also, if you needed to withdraw money for hardship, there's also fees for that. And if you are younger than 59 and a half, you will pay a 10% penalty. So when you are choosing an account or somebody to manage your retirement, how are they with regards to their fiduciary responsibilities? Are they acting in your best interest? Or are they specifically selling you just a product? Or are they independent brokers? They can provide you different products that works for you. You want to make sure that they actually explain the different benefits and trade-offs, because like depending on what you're looking for and where you are in your journey, you might be able to take a little bit more risk. I definitely am different from when I was 30, when I'm 40, and now I'm 53. My runway for risk is a lot shorter, but I want to make sure that I am managing my risk accordingly. I am working with independent brokers since I am one, and I'm working with an agency looking at different accounts. I'm looking at a secured retirement account and annuity because then it allows me to grow and then also pay me an income at a later time. Again, the challenge with those is it is a contract. It locks in your account for a specific amount of time, but it also minimizes the risk because some of them are indexing. Basically, it mirrors the market. It grows, but only to a certain cap, and as the market grows, it'll increase and then it'll stop at the ceiling. But then as the market decreases, it hits a floor. It doesn't go below zero. Then that way I'm not losing money. And also, when you are applying for these types of accounts, your financial professional will help you select what works best for you depending on your goal. The company itself will actually do a suitability. So that means that they want to make sure that this product is a good fit for you. It's like a checks and balance, which is awesome. They will look at your income, your expenses, your assets, and your debt. You want to make sure you have that in place. And then also, some products will actually allow you after year one to be able to take out a certain amount and do a partial withdrawal. So this way you can use that for an emergency. Now, the other thing to look into is the tax implications. What if you do withdraw? Money can get tight. So what happens if you just, instead of like rolling it over, you go ahead and just withdraw? Are you willing to pay the penalties? Because if you're younger than 59 and a half, the penalty is 10%. And then if you're living in a state like myself, California, there's federal and state income tax that I have to worry about. Once they cut a check and it touches your hands, then that becomes income. And that's a taxable event. The client that we worked with, she's also looking at getting a refund of her retirement contributions. She was only in for 2 years. So she would have to contact OPM. I believe there's a way that you can transfer that retirement contribution directly into another account. So then that way it doesn't touch your hands and then it's not a taxable event. Now, when you're thinking about the market, how will the market's volatility affect your retirement? How much risk are you willing with your current portfolio? They talk about the rule of 100. And that means is depending on your age, that is the amount of percentage that should be in more the risk managed low risk accounts. So I am 53. So how I want to do it is like 53% of my portfolio should be in low risk. And then I can work a little bit depending on my risk tolerance with regards to medium and high risk. You should diversify because you want part of your income, especially your retirement income, to grow while you're still able. And then start planning your timeline to retirement. I don't plan on retiring anytime soon, but I also want to make sure that I set money aside that will grow my paycheck. I want to be able to enjoy my retirement and not just sit at home and worry about every little thing. But the accounts that I choose will grow, provide income. So, and it'll be safer when there's different market drops. How are you going to implement your financial plan? Now, I'm hoping that this sparks some questions as far as like, okay, what do I want to do? Understanding what type of accounts you have. Right now, I'm keeping it in TSP until I exit in September 30th because I am getting that match. Start really look at pre-retirement and retirement income planning. It's basically you are drawing down, you are about to start exiting. So how are you going to spend that money? What is going to go toward legacy, towards long-term care? Start thinking about how are you going to spend your retirement years? Are you going to continue to work just, just for fun, or are you going to travel? What do you want to do? A quote somebody told me, money is tied to purpose and timing. So you have to make sure that you're clear about what you want to do and what your retirement life will look like. And then risk management. You want to identify and manage financial risk. As we get older, we're not getting the income. You want to make sure that you're going to have the money and it will last, because you don't want to go back to work later on in life when you're physically not able. Make sure that you're mitigating that risk, and that includes not just spending down your money but managing your taxes. Now, you need a guide to do that, financial strategist, to be able to kind of help you develop an action plan, and needs to be detailed with specific steps. Make sure that you meet with them, review your current plan, and adjust as needed. Some things will happen, medical issue, financial issue. You want to make sure that you're continuously reviewing. When it comes to retirement, people are getting caught off guard. They didn't convert their traditional IRA into a Roth, but they needed to because required minimum distribution. They're supposed to start taking out money and they're going to tax it at 50%. So she wanted to move it over into a Roth, but she waited too late. She didn't know that there was a strategy to roll that traditional IRA into smaller portions, so she's saving taxes over time. At 72, she needed to make a decision. She ended up paying a huge amount of her liquid asset and paying that tax. Those are things that you have to think about. Basically, Uncle Sam take part of our income, but if you know what to do and when to do it, it can be done and it minimizes your tax burden. So then this way you can keep more money for yourself. Now with a big beautiful bill, how that will affect us in retirement. As I learn more, I'll make sure to share that. If you just want to know more, we offer a free consultation. So my contact information is listed below. So feel free to reach out and I'll make sure we connect and address whatever concerns you have and then provide that information for you. There's 4 free compass reports that will help us assess where you are, what your risks are with your current accounts, and then how we can actually help navigate and then maybe manage those risks. And that way you're not losing money and not paying overly, making sure that you're not paying too much in taxes. Anyways, I hope that was helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share this video with somebody that might need it. So anyways, thank you for watching. I'll talk to you soon.